Welcome to Three Witches and a Druid podcast, a Canadian podcast about paganism in today's modern society.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Three Witches and a Druid. We're in the living room with more drinks, as per usual, and we talk about being pagan in modern times. Yet again, Margot is still recovering from her surgery. We give her our best wishes, and she sends out a greeting to everyone. Hopefully the next one, she will be with us. So, I am Maeve.
Gwen.
And I'm Brian. So today's episode is a listener suggestion, and they wanted us to discuss manifesting. The idea that you will into the world what you need and want.
Because manifesting can be different than magic.
Yes.
It is a type of magic, but it's not a magic spell.
Right.
So, well, it is, but it's not, set up your candles and this and that and feed your cauldron.
Yeah, it's a form of magic. It's a form of bringing what you need or want. I believe manifesting also has a negative sense that you manifest negativity.
If you have negativity, yeah.
Yes.
Because that whole, what you think of thinks of you.
So this
sort
mostly
comes back.
I mostly bring that part up because this week I set up a laptop for you, and you kept saying over and over and over, Brian, it's just me and technology. And all I could see was you manifesting the negativity into that laptop.
And lo and behold,
But,
camera went.
but it didn't go, though. You pushed the button on it that turned the camera off.
Didn't mean to,
Yeah.
but it happened. But yet it
But you
happened.
manifested the negativity.
For so many years, I tried to be positive. It's my magnetic field. But anyway, it worked lovely today for me. All is good.
So manifesting often comes with a bit of a negative connotation. You see a lot of this online, so you too may not be aware of this, but a lot of like the positive, like just think positive and the world would be good.
Toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. There is more to it than that.
Yes.
And that is not quite what manifesting is. It's part of manifesting, but it's not just being, oh, I'm going to be positive, therefore the universe is going to give me $1 million. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You still got to buy the lotto ticket. You still have to do the work.
Yes, you might be trying to manifest and think positive, but there's no sense paddling against the current. Put yourself in the current.
Yeah.
Give that extra little push. And the one way that and I'm not a huge manifester. Some people have a lot of, I don't know, maybe it's what they're naturally inclined to do. But I do find, and I haven't been doing it lately, shame on me. For me, manifesting very verbal, even, you say, okay, just 3 things. Today I'm going to draw in love. I'm going to draw in this or that. How does it go? We had it there with our group. On this day and every day henceforth, I attract into my life only good luck, good fortune, and mirth. By earth, by air, by fire and sea, as I will it, so mote it be. Say that 3 times, 3 times a day. I added good luck, good fortune, good health, and mirth. I added a little something to it. Say it 3 times a day. And when I'm doing that, things go really well.
Is it 3 times a day? So you're doing it 9 times?
Yes.
Okay.
3 is the magic number and 9 is a magic number. You can do it as much as you want. You can chant it till you turn blue if you feel like it.
Yeah.
But you can make up a little manifestation. And Gwen put me on to this. The way you word it can be very important. I forget what it was. Oh, Jesus, left me that little thing you said. But don't say, I don't want to be afraid. Don't use the word afraid. Use unafraid. I am going to be unafraid or something like that.
Or brave.
Brave.
Yeah.
Brave. Something. Look, be careful how you say it. But you can I used to have a list of things I was doing, and I was doing it for a while, and it was very good.
I think when you set an intention at the beginning of the day of how you want your day to manifest, then you set yourself up to notice opportunities to make that happen.
Yes.
And whereas those same opportunities may have been existing around you, but you just don't pick up on them, right? So that doing it 3 times a day, you set it up in the morning, you remind yourself midday, you do that near the end of the day. You have a lovely practice at the end of the day where you sit around the table and ask people what lovely things happen to them.
Yes.
And it's that same kind of thing. I think that gratitude brings noticing what was great about your day and offering gratitude supports the manifestation.
That's something, another thing you might, and it's a little manifesting thing too. If you're sitting around and we do it on the nights that we're all eating at the same time, you're sitting around the table in the evening or you're having your supper. If you're sitting in the living room having your supper, what's something nice that happened to you today? I always ask everybody, what's something nice that happened to you today? Because I have a lot of these English students, learning English, living in my home. And it's a way to get them talking too, because a lot of the time they're nervous or they don't have anything to say. Or I also have the rule of there's no phones at my dining room table.
Oh, definitely.
There's no phones, and they all come with their phones. It's like, no, none of that, because they think they're going to sit there, believe it or not, and maybe it's a new generation thing, not to knock the new generation, which have many wonderful things, but they come to the table and they're eating as they're scrolling through their phones. It's like, that's not happening. And that's with my own kid too. It's like, we're eating, even if we're sitting in the living room, because I'm not sitting at the table, I'm too tired. We're at the table, so you put your darn phone away.
Yeah.
But no, and that's what's a nice thing. And then you can get people talking about nice things and pleasant things. And you can, oh, way to go for you today. That's nice. And it gets that happy. Yeah.
And it closes the loop. So if you set up the expectation for certain things to happen throughout your day, if you recognize them at the end of the day and say, this was really nice, I'm really grateful that happened, you're setting yourself up for a positive experience tomorrow.
Yes, that does help. Magic things I can rattle off the top of my head, but manifesting is not something I've ever delved too deeply into other than that. Or I might oftentimes like, look, goddess, I really need to go downtown, and might you please find a parking spot? I need a parking goddess. A parking goddess. I often speak to the goddess a lot, like, Lord and Lady, this is what I need help with right now. Can somebody please throw me a bone here? I don't know if that is just prayer or manifesting or what the case might be. And here's the other thing. I learned this very much when people doing chakra clearing and all that, people with the meditation and clear your chakras. And sometimes maybe your concentration's not there. Maybe you feel awful. You've been sad, you've been upset, you haven't got the wherewithal to do the visualization. Goddess bless Phil Cousins, who taught me and a bunch of others how to use tone for chakras. So even if you're tired, you haven't got any energy, you can be sitting there just really weary, and you've still got your mouth to open and say, on this day and each day henceforth, I invite into my life only good luck, good fortune, and mirth. You can still say it. You don't have to put a whole, a lot of extra, get you look in a mirror and talk to this and that. You're just sitting there. You can open your mouth and say a few words.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Do you have any manifesting thoughts, bro?
Well, it's like I said, it's more about putting the positivity out there, but understanding you also have to do the work.
Yes.
You can't sit there and just really hard and hope that it works. No, you still have to get up off your ass and do the work to make the positive thing happen.
Yeah. If you're looking for, as we were talking about the cauldron in our last episode, I'd like a cauldron to come to me. But if you're not visiting those flea markets,
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
gonna
You're
be
not going to
any
find the
help.
cauldron.
That's right.
Yeah, like there's certain words I'm not a fan of the word hope. Hope, for example, is that idea that you sit there and you just hope things get better. And it's like, no, you gotta get off your ass and do the work. I strongly believe that that's definitely a major part of manifesting. To make
Hope is a tricky thing. Hope can be a wonderful thing, and hope can be a horrible thing.
yes.
But that's
not
off the
anti-
topic.
I'm not anti-hope.
No,
But I'm just saying, like, the people who just hope and then do nothing.
Yeah,
I did nothing and it didn't change anything.
You've got no pumpkin patch and a fairy godmother out back.
Yeah.
Now, we're getting off the topic again. Manifesting.
Well, no, I saw that.
Do you have manifesting techniques?
For me, yeah, it's called going and doing the thing. No, like I said, for me, a lot of it is positivity. I don't believe in toxic positivity. The world is on fire and everything sucks right now. And
You can't reframe that in any way to be a positive situation, really.
So you have to work with what you have. You have to work with who you have around you. And those are things that are going to make your manifestation happen. Yeah. We were talking off air there a moment ago about people who can be like, oh, I need this thing. And then they go to Value Village and, oh, there's that thing that they needed. Really. And that's great. But they still got off their ass
and went to Value Village.
Yeah.
We have a couple of friends who just can manifest like no one's business. It's like, I'm considering, like, can I slip you at 20 and you have some happy thoughts for me, I have no idea. Like, what are we doing here? It's crazy business.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. A thing with manifestation, you're saying, you've got the whole idea about positivity and doing the work. You have to be clear about what you want. And you have to break it down because people will say, well, I want this.
Yeah.
They want money, but maybe they want a different job that pays them better. Or they love their job, but they want to be paid better.
Yeah.
Or they don't really care about money, but they want
a better lifestyle.
A better lifestyle or a home that's within their budget.
Yep.
Because the home they're in costs too much and they're not tied to the home itself. There's so many things. So you have to be really clear about what you want, because the more specific you are, the more likely you can make that happen for yourself. And I think that's a huge part of successful manifestation, is actually knowing what you want.
And be very, very careful, especially when it comes to money.
Yeah.
The way you're asking for it to happen. As you say, I would like money through work or through a different place to live or whatever the case might be, because you could be saying, I wish to, receive a large sum of money, and then one of your loved ones dies. Loved ones die, and look, there's life insurance that you're getting.
Yeah,
but
that's
your
where your
loved
money
one
came
has
from.
passed
Yeah.
away. Be very careful,
I was just
especially
about
when
to
it comes
say-
to money.
I was just about to say, I am a strong believer that manifesting works in a similar way as karma. Like you paid a price for what you get. It may be minor, you may not even notice it, but you're paying something to the universe in some way. That's my belief on manifesting.
Right.
And yet, that's actually a perfect example. Of,
Yeah. Be
I need
careful.
money, grandma dies.
Yeah.
There's your money.
Yeah.
You got what you asked for.
Yeah, and maybe all you needed was reliable transportation. You think I need money because my car is falling apart, blah, blah, blah. But you might actually get the car. Like there may be some way in which a friend is like gifted a car and they gift you theirs. So I've had that. I was paid one time for labor with a car because they couldn't afford to pay me. So I got a secondhand car, and that was great because I took that secondhand car. This is when we were homesteading and was able to get a job all winter that I could drive to because now I had transportation, right?
Right.
So there's all sorts of things that you have to be clear about what you're trying to manifest.
Yeah.
And then go for it.
I'm a strong believer that that's how the universe works. There's energy flow, and for everything you take, you have to give. There is no deficit, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
You can't take and not give.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, sooner or later, everything comes, I don't want to say into balance, but in some kind of harmony.
Yeah.
Right? And
Actually, that's a really good way to say it. Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's better than balance.
Anybody have any other thoughts about Did anybody use any tools for manifesting, or is manifesting, you find, just a mental, verbal?
For me, it's
sort of
mental.
thing?
I
It's a
try
mental
to
thing.
try to stay in a positive mindset. Unfortunately, it's not really how the world works. You're surrounded by negativity. You're surrounded by doom scrolling on Twitter or Instagram, or your partner has a bad day at work, or your kid has a bad day at school. You're going to be surrounded by these things. And sometimes you just have to take a moment for yourself and enjoy the positivity around you.
Yeah. Recognize it and appreciate it.
I spent all night trying to manifest the rain clouds to not be over my property so we could record tonight around the fire, and it didn't work.
But it was really, really nice.
It was
looked great.
beautiful
And then a
until
cloud.
like 6:15, and then it was like, no, big cloud.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess there we go. Manifesting. It depends what we're manifesting. It's a good mental exercise and to set an intention and everything. But there are magical things that you can follow through. Spell work you can follow through, but it is intention specific,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that can be, and you may find that you have a little family prayer that is always said whenever it gets to the end of the month and there is no money, using money or something like that. There's family folkloric magic that you may come into, or you could pull out Scott Cunningham or Google whatever and say, oh, this looks interesting, but you have to be clear on that you're going to do your part.
So that seems to be our thoughts on manifesting. If anybody out there has any other thoughts about manifesting, you can certainly send that to us via, I believe we have Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram,
Facebook, on our Facebook page. Also, if you have any other comments, and we're always up for show suggestions, certainly send them our way through either one of those, and Brian will get them because it won't be. Brian's our social media guru, so Brian will get those. And we certainly are always looking for new ideas, so we're very happy to hear from you.
Hello, beloved listeners and patrons of Three Witches and a Druid podcast. We would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering support of our podcast. With your encouragement, we have been able to explore and celebrate the rich and diverse world of paganism and spirituality. We feel blessed to have had the opportunity to share our knowledge and experiences with you. As we continue to grow and evolve, we invite you to join us on this journey and become a Patreon member of our podcast. Your contribution will help us to continue creating quality content and provide you with more exciting episodes filled with wisdom, insights, and a little enchantment. By becoming a Patreon member, you will not only support our mission, but you will also have access to exclusive content, behind the scenes goodies, discounts, and much, much more. Together, we can create a thriving and supportive community. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of our 3 Witches and a Druid family.
Thank you all very much for listening. And until next time, merry meet,
Merry
part.
and merry meet again.
Blessed be.
This has been 3 Witches and a Druid podcast. Thanks for listening.